Hello traders, my name is Tomasz Wiśniewski and welcome to a daily analytical report with Alpari. It's a pretty easy going day. At the first part of the day we had a rebound on American dollar, but now everything's coming to the previous price, so on most of the dollar pairs we do have doji candlesticks. So the current price is close to the opening price for a day. So this dollar strength was stopped at some point on many instruments that happened on very important supports, like for example on Australian dollar to American dollar. From the most interesting news, what we had is was false breakout on oil, which I will show you later, which creates a nice selling opportunity on oil. What is more, we do have one of the worst week on the chart of gold in the last few months. But there is a chance that gold found the local support and they will start recovering from this point. Let's see the calendar. What should we expect for today? Today we'll have a GDP from United States, which will happen in which we'll find out in an hour and a half. Apart from that, meeting Donald Trump with Theresa May, and important data for oil traders. As we have a Friday, let's move to the next week and see what should we expect in forthcoming week. As you can see, the calendar is packed. It's not like the previous weeks. The next week will be very interesting. Also, one word about today's volatility. Most of the Asian markets were closed because we have a Lunar New Year. Some of the markets had earlier closing. Some of them were completely closed. So that may be also the reason why the volatility is not too big today, and dollar stays actually in one place. But let me show you what's going on what is going to happen next week. So what we will have here is the interest rate decision from Japan, press conference, monetary policy statement. Definitely a very interesting event. Also GDP from Eurozone. It is expected that GDP will go up from 0.3 to 0.5. Also Wednesday, PMIs, manufacturing PMIs from China, also PMIs from United States, and interest rate decision in US. So far, well, we shouldn't expect a change, but everything can happen. On Thursday, this will be Bank of England, day of the Bank of England, where we also do have an interest rate decision. And on Friday, as always, first Friday of the month, so we will have non-farm payrolls. All right, it is expected 165,000. 10,000 more than last week. So as you can see, the next week will be pretty packed in terms of the macro data. Let's go to the charts right now. And first instrument, what do I have here for you is British pound to American dollar, and here we broke the mid-term, short-term trend line. Actually, well, for me, as I'm a position trader, it's a short-term trend line, but it's hourly charts, and I know that some of the retail traders are trading on M5 or M15, and for them it's a mid-term, long-term chart. But for me, as I'm mainly a position trader, this is a short-term chart. So what do we have here? Is a rather dangerous negative sign, because we broke uptrend line here, and we broke a horizontal support on 1.2540, right? This creates a dangerous opportunity for sellers. The next potential support is here. This support is created 100 pips from now, and it looks like we will be testing this level soon, because it looks like a breakout. After the breakout, the price is making lower highs and lower lows, which increases the chances for this breakout to be legitimate. Also British pound, but this time on the pair with Canadian dollar. I was expecting the price to break this resistance created by this line connecting recent lower highs. They had a chance. They even created a trend continuation pattern, which was pennant, but as you can see, pound is weak right now, and they cannot force this resistance, so it creates a dangerous opportunity for a reversal. This signal from the weekly chart, this bullish engulfing, is still on the table, right? If you use this bullish engulfing as a buy signal, your stop loss is probably below this candlestick. So we are pretty far from this. It is 700 pips. As I said, it's a long-term position, and here we are aiming for at least 1000 pips on this position, right? So if you have a long position here and you're a long-term trader, then nothing really happens here, and the buy signal is still on the table, right? But short-term situation shows us that we can have a retracement here. Maybe let me put Fibonacci's here. As you can see, we stopped on 23.6, and potential aim is as always 38.2, because you know that 38.2 almost always work. Euro to Australian dollar. Here the situation is complicated. I don't want to say that it annoys me, but after the false breakout we had a nice upswing, then we had a false breakout here and we're coming back, so this situation is more or less a side trend. Traders, this line is no longer relevant. Traders actually cannot decide if they want to go up or down, so they're just moving sideways. Let me delete that rectangle here. That can stay. And so we are close to below a horizontal resistance here, and a trend line, typical sideways trend. They just cannot decide which way they want to move. Look at here, this side trend with small breaks started at 11th of January. We had a 1 day break and 2 days break from the side trend, but it really continues. So we had those two false breakouts, which did not bring any solution. The same breakouts we had on DAX. When I will show you this instrument, I will show you where are those breakouts on DAX which didn't bring any result. Next instrument is euro dollar, and here is an interesting situation. What is happening finally, because you know that euro dollar, in my opinion, is a bad instrument to be interested in. The more instruments on the market, much more instruments on the market which have a nice trading situations. They respect technical analysis. They have nice trading setups. And euro dollar is not one of them, in my opinion. But sometimes, obviously, we have a good technical situation on this instrument, and it's happening right now. So we had this channel up formation, which started exactly at the beginning of the year. So the price was making higher highs and higher lows. We created flag. Actually, technically, this is more a pennant than a flag, but anyway, because this line goes with the trend, right? So it's technically a pennant. Here there was a good opportunity to go long because there was a horizontal support here and the lower line of this pennant, but with the breakout, right? The breakout itself wasn't very significant as we are still above the trend line. But this support, horizontal support got broken, trend line got broken, and this creates a potential negative scenario for this instrument, so it creates an opportunity for short positions, right? We are below important horizontal support. There was this false pattern which didn't result in an upswing. We broke the trend line, we're below support, and we have a false pattern. So 3 signals to go short. The closest support here is located here on 1.06, more or less, right? 1.06 is here, okay, 1.058. So to this place we do have 100 pips, and it looks like we will get there. This is a good trading opportunity in terms of risk to reward ratio, because stop loss would be probably somewhere here, take profit somewhere here, so it's almost 3-1 in terms of the risk to reward. So this looks like a legitimate option to sell, at least in my opinion. Finally, there is something on euro dollar which does not happen very often. Euro to Canadian dollar, here is one of the best trading occasions recently that we spotted for you a few days ago. The shooting star bouncing from the horizontal resistance, and we had a nice follow-up, 3 bearish days in a row, and I guess it's the time for a bullish correction here. Let me draw you potential supports and resistances, so that to be precise, here and here, that will be the resistance. Where is the closest support? That will be the closest support. Another one would be here. It looks like a typical correction, nothing special actually. Let me check how deep is this correction. This one was 56 pips. This one was obviously smaller, 47, but not so much smaller. This one is 60. As long as we stay below this line, the sentiment here is bearish, and this can be considered as a normal correction. As here, I'll change black color. Okay, what is that? This is a flag. What is that? This is a flag as well. Flag in a downtrend suggests trend continuation. Well, flag in a trend suggests trend continuation, so history likes to repeat itself, so we should get a downswing here. I hope you remember from yesterday what we draw on the chart was something like that. And it happened. I drew that yesterday. You can check on the recording. That's actually literally what happened. The price went to this resistance and then went lower. Okay, I was telling you about gold. So let me remind you the situation in gold. Huge downswing. From the end of the last year, we had a beautiful upswing, which stopped exactly on 38.2 Fibonacci level. Also a correction equality movement here. So this correction is the same as this one. You just cannot make that up again. I'm telling you that because I'm showing you plenty of correction equality movements, and what they do is they work. We had a chance for a ascending triangle formation, but sellers did not use that. Buyers did not use that in their favor. So now the price is declining rather sharply. So we can look for potential support. So where is the potential support? It's exactly here. Why here? Because we do have a 23.6 retracement of this downtrend, right? And we do have 38.2 retracement of this upswing, and they are in one place, which is exactly here. And on H4 chart you can see that we actually had a first reaction, which is a hammer. So a candlestick with a long tail and a small head on the top. So we had a reaction. Also this support, you can see support, support, support after the breakout resistance, resistance, we go further resistance after the breakout support. So it looks really alright, but as you can see there is another leg going down. Maybe there will be a double bottom formation, we will see, but it doesn't look so good for a retracement. Now, it looked good an hour ago, it does not look so good anymore. But here we just have to wait for the price to establish a trend reversal pattern or a trend continuation pattern, and in this way we'll know something more. This is just the first contact with this level, so it's hard to tell if we will have a bounce or a breakout. So far we're having a bounce, but this bounce is really small. So even I'm very positive on gold in the long term, and even for me this is not a very strong buy signal here so far. I would wait for something more. New Zealand dollar to American dollar is our next instrument that we are having. So we touched this resistance that we mentioned yesterday. We declined, but the price defended latest horizontal support here. As long as we stay above that horizontal support and that trend line, sentiment on New Zealand dollar to American dollar stays positive. Another instrument is American dollar to Canadian dollar, where we are locked in a side trend. Actually, this is not a very interesting situation here in the short term, but in the long term there is this horizontal support. If it will be broken, if 1.30 30.20 will be broken, that will create an opportunity for a large 500 pips downswing. So all we have to do here is to wait patiently for a breakout. Sometimes trading is like that. It's not always opening plenty of positions and trading. Sometimes trading is just waiting, like a crocodile or a sniper. That's what I'm explaining on our trading psychology webinars. We had one 2 days ago. I was telling you about the proper approach for trading, that you shouldn't be like a Rambo shooting everything, but you should be like a sniper waiting for a proper occasion. And sometimes you lay in the bushes for 1 week and you do nothing, right? You wait for a perfect occasion. That's how trading is. Here I won't open a position because so far I cannot see a proper signal. So what I'm gonna do here is just wait for a breakout here. Another instrument is American dollar to Swiss franc. So what are we having here? It's a downtrend and corrections. One correction, another one, another one, another one. And this is kind of wedge, this is flag, this is nothing, just head and shoulder formation finishing the correction, and this is flag. Flag in a downtrend should result like that, so in a further downtrend. We also bounce from the downtrend line here. downtrend line and upper line of the flag, so that was an ultimate resistance. It's a pity that we missed that. But anyway, what is this blue line here? It's a crucial support in the long term because it's created by the tops from May, from the last year, from July, from October, and after the breakout it was a support here and it is a support now. But it doesn't look like a proper retracement here. It more looks like a trend continuation pattern, as I showed you here on hourly chart. So what we should expect from the technical analysis and from the price here is at least another test of this support. I'm not telling you that there should be a breakout, but at least another test would be very welcomed here and would be in accordance with the technical analysis principles. Right, so technically we should see the price aiming lower in the next few hours, days. Australian dollar to American dollar. This is, I don't want to say it's unbelievable because it happens very often, as I'm trying to show you all the time, that we're having the same corrections, not in terms of length, but mostly in terms of depth. So those rectangles are the same, and you know them because you're watching this daily analytical report for some time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Today we had the same correction in a row. Right? This one, the previous one, alright, it was a bit bigger, 80 pips, and this rectangle is 70 pips. But this one, 80 pips, right? Again, this one, 70. This one, 70 as well. This one, a bit bigger, 75. This one, 70. This one, 80. This one, 70. And we are having a bounce also from the horizontal support highlighted with this green color. It looks very, very promising for the buyers. It will even look much better once we will break this black line. Right? Once we will be able to break this black line, that will be a very good sign for buyers. Maybe not with red color, but with green color, which is more linked to the long position. Like that, dark green. All right. But this bounce looks legitimate, and we should see Australian dollar aiming higher anytime soon. Australian dollar is correlated highly with gold, and gold is correlated with Australian dollar. If they defended this horizontal support, and dollar, American dollar, would be weaker, that would create a good environment for a reversal on gold. Let me show you DAX and Brent oil. So first is DAX. You remember this euro to Australian dollar with a side trend and false breakouts. See, that's what's happening also. What happened on DAX? We had this bullish breakout here, and what do you think? Will we have another side trend or not? That's an interesting situation. What will happen here? Because trading on indexes is not very interesting lately. Side trends, small movements, side trends, small movements. Or maybe we'll have something bigger, like this one. We will see. All right, oil. Oil was locked in a pennant and a head and shoulder in the same situation. It depends from what side you support, you probably saw only one formation. I don't care in which side the oil will go, so I can see them both. At the same time, you have pennant, which is a trend continuation pattern, and before that the trend was an uptrend, so it supported the bullish breakout and further upswing of the price of the oil. And here is the head and shoulder formation, which has a neckline here. Neckline is in the same time the lower line of the pennant, and this neckline supports the breakout of the neckline and a horizontal support created on $53.8 per barrel. What we had recently, actually we had that yesterday, we had a breakout of the upper line of the pennant, and in the same time line connecting the top of the head and the top of the right shoulder. This breakout wasn't hold. They couldn't hold this price above, which makes it a false breakout. False breakout usually leads to the movement in the opposite direction. That's what's happening today. The price is falling. But false breakouts don't give retracement like that. But what false breakouts do, they give movements like that. So if we consider this comeback here, this action here as a false breakout, and if we take seriously the price coming back inside the pennant, we should expect much deeper movement, much deeper reversal. And for me, this is the base scenario for the oil, so the price going significantly lower. Remember that today this week filters that this week well, today we still have a data we have Baker Hughes US oil rig count, which will be influential on the price of the oil. But in theory, false breakouts always support movement in the opposite direction. So that's the technical signal here on oil. Let me come back to the rest of the instruments again to wrap the situation up. Euro to American dollar, here is a sell signal. Euro to Canadian dollar, here is a sell signal as well. Gold, there is no buy signal, but there is a good place for a reversal, but it's not enough for the buy signal itself. New Zealand dollar to American dollar, still positive sentiment. American dollar to Canadian dollar, we are waiting for a breakout of the long-term support. American dollar to Swiss franc, here is a sell, not signal, but opportunity. And American dollar to Australian dollar to American dollar, as you can see, we are making new, actually we made daily highs when we were not here. Here is a high 07541, 07541.4. Yes, we made new local daily highs when we were not here, and the sentiment is positive and the party should go on, and we should have a retracement here. So again, I won't leave you with nothing. I brought you some interesting trading ideas here, interesting trading opportunities. Obviously, we do not give any recommendations, but we can highlight our situation, our view on the market. Thanks very much for watching Daily Analytical Report. Remember that trading and investment in financial markets involves an element of risk, and also follow us on Twitter and our website alpari.news. Thanks very much, and now a short break, and after that we will have a webinar about MetaTrader 4. So if you have any problems with using this platform for your trading, I advise you to visit this webinar. Thanks again, and see you or on our webinar about MT4 or next week.